Great taste has landed. Sahlen's great tasting hot dogs and deli meats now available across New York State.
Local choice.
Salvatore's gluten-free pizza, thin pizza, multi-grain pizza dough, amazing salads, fresh wraps and subs, sausage slingers, pasta dinners, real pizza ovens, and so much more.
Salvatores.com, your healthy, fast, local choice. And yeah, we deliver everything but babies. Do it with me. Salvatores.com.
Enjoy your favorite distillery dish anytime with our takeout service and our kitchen that's always open late.
Try the Black Forest ham, spicy Italian, or oven-roasted chicken. But hurry in, the $3 menu is available for a limited time only. For bigger variety and better value, the choice is easy when you choose from the new $3 menu at Subway restaurants. Subway, eat fresh.
The Western New York Flash face Sky Blue FC for the first time since knocking them out of the NWSL playoffs last season. NWSL Soccer is coming up next. Good afternoon, soccer fans, and happy Mother's Day to all the soccer moms out there. I'm Joe Giuliano. Welcome to a gorgeous day for soccer at Sahlen Stadium. Mike Kerms on board for the ride today as Western New York taking on Sky Blue FC. Well, last season, these two teams played 5 times, and Western New York dominated, winning 4 out of the 5 matches. But the U.S. internationals, the Canadian internationals are back, so we should see a very interesting matchup today between Western New York and Sky Blue. Mike, I mentioned it. Sky Blue was dominated last season against Western New York, but they come in today looking to stay undefeated in 3 games.
Most importantly was they lost in the playoffs to Western New York Flash here. So they definitely want to be part of the season this year. They want to be in the playoffs again, for sure.
Jim Gabarra has a familiar name to Western New York Flash fans. That's who you're going to focus on today.
Katie Friels is definitely one of the players to focus on in the midfield, along with Sophie Schmidt from the Canadian national team, as well as Lytle and Nick. The entire midfield is critical for Jim Gabarra. They want to keep possession. And Katie Friels, she has 2 goals this season and an assist, 1 on a penalty kick. But really, a lot's going to flow through Katie Friels. She's very crafty with the ball, and you'll see her pushing that ball forward, and a lot's going to go through her from the back to the forwards.
And for the Western New York Flash, as I mentioned, the U.S. and the Canadian internationals have returned, but they lose some Australians, so there's a new netminder today for the Flash.
Lydia Williams is the netminder for the Western New York Flash, but today it's going to be rookie Kelsey Wise. Kelsey Wise, it's her first professional debut today, and she's from Florida State University. They played UCLA last year in the NCAA Finals. Kelsey Weiss, very good with her feet. She's a good shot stopper, but what can the rookie do? And she's going to hope her back four is going to help her as well. But really, Kelsey Weiss is going to be tested for the first time in her professional career.
A chance to speak with Kelsey before the game and, said, Kelsey, you've been working so hard throughout the preseason, the regular season, and finally you get your shot today. Here's her thoughts on her debut with the Western New York Flash.
I'm excited. I'm ready to go. Been here since the beginning of March, and we've all been working hard as a group, and I'm ready and excited to be behind these girls today on the field. They're all great teammates and great leaders, so I'm excited to get out here and play today. It's a beautiful day for a game.
Good luck to Kelsey Weiss as she makes her professional debut this afternoon. Now time to turn to the X's and the O's. It's time for our keys to the game. We'll start off, Mike, with Sky Blue FC. Some of their keys to victory today.
Most importantly for Sky Blue is to keep a compact defense, and that compact defense is going to be run by Christy Rampone. Rampone coming back from the U.S. national team game against Canada, and also Brittany Cameron in the back, former Western New York Flash player. She's going to be very vocal today, and she's excited to play back at Sahlen Stadium. Move the ball quickly through the midfield, particularly through Friels and Sophie Schmidt, and also most importantly for Jim Gabarra and Sky Blue FC is to finish. They haven't finished all their chances this year, and he wants them to finish much, much more.
And for the Western New York Flash, their keys to victory.
Aaron Lyons likes to use his outside backs, and with Zerboni playing up top, either if she's on the right or the left, you can see Catherine Reynolds and Edmonds going forward, so utilize those outside backs. In the midfield, he wants to win the midfield because they're going to be at a man disadvantage. It's going to be 4 against 3 there, and they have to win the midfield and also keep ball possession. That midfield needs to keep the ball possession. Style of play sometimes is a little physical for the Western New York Flash, but they're starting to move to more of a style of play with the 2 Spaniards in Vicky Losada and Bermudez, more of a possession style of play. So very important for the Western New York Flash, ball possession, and win that midfield.
All right, Mike, great analysis. Stick around. We'll come back with a kickoff. Western New York playing host to Sky Blue FC on the Flash Broadcast Network.
Great Taste has landed. Sahlen's great tasting hot dogs and deli meats now available across New York State.
Stadium, the 3rd home game of the season for the Western New York Flash as they take on Sky Blue FC. The 2 1-1 Flash hosting the 1, 2, and 3 club from New Jersey. Joe Giuliano and Mike Kerms as we get you underway. Referee today is Elvis Mamatovich. Assistants are Catherine Nesbitt and Lauren Dearman. Fourth official is Chris Trottier. We'll get your starting lineups momentarily as the Western New York Flash in the all red, their traditional home uniform for this season. And Sky Blue, obviously, in the sky blue with the white trim. Western New York attacking the goal to our left, and so many different storylines tonight. And it starts off in the nets for both of these teams. Weiss making her debut. Former Flash goalkeeper Brittany Cameron playing tonight for Sky Blue, so it's a good matchup to keep our eyes on. There's Williamson. Edmonds, good one touch. Sahlen. Vicky back to Sahlen. Edmonds has really grown on the last few games. I think she's been absolutely outstanding.
Well, play on the outside is going to be very important for Aaron Lyons, and she's been getting forward, and her and Sonia Bermudez worked really well 2 games ago. When Bermudez was with the Spanish national team last week, Edmonds still got forward excellent. So she does an excellent job on the outside. She defends very well, and she gets forward quickly.
Throw in here for Levin on the near side. For Schmidt. She'll be easy to spot. Sophie Schmidt, the 25-year-old Canadian international, as we look at your starting lineups. Levin, Rampone, Goodson, O'Hara in the back, Nick, Schmidt, and Lytle in the midfield. Friels, Felino, and Ocampo up top with Cameron in goal. Corner kick number 1 for Sky Blue, driven into the box. Headed up in the air. Taken away, though, as Sky Blue has a shot to put into the box. Lytle, it's blocked. And Vicky coming forward. Good ball for Sonia. And it's knocked out of play there by Monica Ocampo. And the throw-in coming up here for Edmonds. Throw-in for Camille Levin, Cammie Levin. Over the head of Ocampo, and good move by Williamson. Gets away from the pressure, but a hard challenge there from Friels, and possession retained by the Flash. Happy Mother's Day on a gorgeous 68-degree Sunday afternoon in Rochester. Joe Giuliano and Mike Kerms on the call this afternoon. As this one is sent deep, but Coco Goodson gets her first touch on the ball. Now it's played back to Rampone, the 38-year-old, that's right, 38-year-old U.S. international. She talked about giving up the international game, but these coaches from the U.S. national team persuading her to stick around through the 2015 World Cup. And if that's the case, she will be 40 years old, Mike.
Well, it's important to keep her around. She's got that experience in the back. She's so strong in the back. And with the changes of the women's national team coaching staff, that's going to be important to have a leader like Christy Rampone there.
She would become the oldest U.S. player to earn a cap. Christine Lilly was 39. So she holds that mark as of now. Flash applying some pressure. Middle of the field picked up by Sahlen. Going all the way outside to Reynolds. Zerboni coming in to help out. Spins it, looks to come to the near side now. Vicky, good shoulder challenge, using her body there to win possession to Edmonds. Looks up, low cross. Looking for Zerboni, but deflected away, and here's Schmidt. Pressured there by Vicky. As we get the starting lineups for the Flash. Weiss getting her debut. Edmonds, Reynolds, Taylor, Williamson in the back. Barzik, Sahlen, Vicky, and Zerboni in the midfield, and Abby and Sonia listed up top. Chance for Wambach at the near post. Rocks one, and it's punched away by her former mate in Brittany Cameron. Corner kick for Vicky. Vicky's service into the box, headed away. Check that. Cameron was with the Flash in 2011, 2012. Abby played in 2013. Almost mates. As this one's knocked out of play by Lytle, and it'll throw in for the flash deep far side of the field. Western New York knocking out Sky Blue in the semifinals last season, 2-0.
And two very different styles of play last year. A very physical Western New York Flash team against a very possession-oriented style of play for the Sky Blue FC. And really, it was Carly Lloyd that dominated that game. And
in that series.
Yeah, and she 1-0. She scores that first goal, and Sky Blue tend to push forward at the end of that match, trying to get one back, and ended up giving up another one for that 2-0 win for the Western New York Flash.
Lloyd scored 4 goals in the matchups last season against Sky Blue. And speaking of Carly, she is out today. It's her final game of her 2-game suspension. She'll be back in action for the next Flash game.
Look at that gap for Sky Blue FC. Huge gap between the defense and the midfield.
Sonia crossed through the 18. And Lytle trying to play it back, and finally picked up by Wambach outside, and they're going to call offsides on Reynolds.
When Sky Blue loses that ball and the Western New York Flash get it, they have to make sure that they keep that defense compact, which they were. The back four were compact, but the midfield was nowhere to be found, and that gap has to be tighter between the midfield and the defense, particularly when Western New York Flash have the ball.
Low clearance there by Cameron. Gets the start over Lloyden today. Top of the 18, Wambach off the chest and fires the volley. Well taken as she gets up holding her left elbow. That would have been a world-class finish. Cameron's front reaches midfield. Taylor, Sahlen. Good possession here from the Flash. Vicky with some space again. A shot from distance. She saw Cameron off her line. She was going to go for the chip, and it was just off the mark.
And you can see without Carly Lloyd there, and you got Vicky Lasada in there right now, a little bit more. Actually, Carly Lloyd possesses the ball very well, obviously, being on the U.S. Women's National Team. But you're not going to see as much physical play from a Vicky Lasada. Carly Lloyd does it all. She possesses the ball very well, but she likes to get stuck in. She likes to get in the mix. And when you have Angela Sahlen, Bartik, Zerboni, and Carly Lloyd in there, those are 4 players that really like to get involved and get stuck in. And they're ball winners. So maybe you see a little bit more physicality when those 4 players in there versus Vicky Lasada being in there.
Vicky and Sonia, returning from their obligations with the Spanish women's team, hammered Estonia 5-0 in a 2015 Women's World Cup qualifier. Vicky had 2 goals, and she seems to be a little extra excited today. She's had some good physical challenges and some good touches early on.
Well, the challenge always is when you come back from Europe is the jet lag, and you just wanted to see how Sonia and Vicky were going to come back from Spain and see how they're going to play. And right now, they look on top of it.
There's a look at Sonia making her second appearance. 1 goal, and boy, was that a beauty on a free kick in her debut match against Portland.
Very Luis Suarez style. So right over the wall, into the upper 90, and Angara almost got it. She even got a fingertip on it, and it hit that crossbar. But still, what a quality finish by Sonia.
And speaking of Angerer, she had a heartbreaker last night. 1-0 loss to Seattle. In the 90th minute, Kim Little, the Scottish international, on a breakaway, gets the game-winning goal. Seattle knocks off Portland. 14,000 fans at Providence Park. And Hope Solo, what a goals against average she has, 0.33 for the U.S. international.
What a way for Kim Little to start her NWSL career. 6 goals as of right now, and just tremendous. What a game winner that was last night, too.
And Seattle remains perfect, 6-0, 18 points, 13 goals for, 2 against.
What a difference compared to last season when they started 0-9. Obviously starting the season without Hope Solo, starting the season without Megan Rapinoe. What a huge difference those two make.
Rapinoe came into Rochester last season. There was talk that her debut with Seattle was going to be later on, but no, her jersey was here ready to go last season, and she made a huge difference immediately when she came onto the field.
They made a push towards the end of the season, but still just not enough to make the playoffs.
Here's Wambach. Spins, turns, back to Salem. Vicky. Good ball. Sonia. Levin marking her. Sonia dynamic in one-on-one situations. Steps on the ball, plays it back to Edmonds. Back to Sonia. Trying to turn the corner, but give Levin, the 24-year-old, some credit.
And Western New York Flash playing exactly the way that they want, getting those two outside backs, Edmonds and Reynolds, getting them forward as much as possible. And there's Edmonds with another ball into Abby Wambach.
She turns. Her service, though, is taken away by Rampone. She's read that book before. Now sent forward for Foligno. Schmidt can't go up, goes back to Cameron. Her third appearance of this season. Cameron's made 8 saves coming in with 1 shutout. Played in the middle of the field. Barzik tries to get her head on that one. Ocampo gets there first to Lytle. Sky Blue, last 2 games, 1-0 win against Boston, 1-1 draw against Chicago. So looking to stay unbeaten here in their 3rd consecutive match. Friel scored on Wednesday against Chicago in the 27th minute on a PK. Now in that game they dressed 4 amateur players because 5 of their international players were out, 3 with the U.S. and 2 with Canada. By the way, a 1-1 draw between the U.S. and Canada in Winnipeg.
Great result for Canada there, and Schmidt and Foligno both played in that game and had a good game, but it was a rookie for Canada that got that goal. Actually, 18-year-old, I believe, Buchanan got that
Sydney
goal.
LaRue scrapping and fighting back to equalize for the U.S.
And every time LaRue steps on the field against Canada, I'm sure that's a heartbreak for Canada as she played for the youth system her entire life with Canada and all of a sudden made the switch to the U.S. with that dual citizenship.
Goodson goes outside. That's a good ball. Sky Blue pushing it into the Flash half of the field. A low-driven cross, and Taylor, as we've seen so many times, able to stand up defensively. Barzik goes one side. Wambach wanted it to the other.
Yeah, you can see Abby really wants that ball to switch the point of attack, which they did really well through Angela Salem last game, and Adriana, and this game, Vicky's got to do the same thing.
Good anticipation by Edmonds. Sonia.
Sonia and Edmonds are really getting a great connection, working with each other very, very well. Edmonds getting very confident in that position, in her role as a left back.
Salem lifts one across to the far side for Reynolds. Good job to settle that one down. Barzik pickpocketed there. Foligno, a long shot from distance, and Weiss not going to take a chance with that one. It's Foligno, the 23-year-old, played 74 minutes on Thursday against the U.S. Had a bomb from distance. 14th minute and scoreless. Sky Blue and Western New York. Goodson now sent forward for Sky Blue, but knocked out of play.
Really good speed up top for Sky Blue. Ocampo and Foligno have a lot of speed. They're definitely going to challenge Taylor.
As we look at your injury report, Sky Blue losing Hagsma today, and for the Western New York Flash, it hasn't changed since the preseason. Adriana Franch is the only casualty right now. Today's injury report presented by UB Orthopedics, the official medical provider of the Flash.
So they're going to really test Taylor and Williamson as Joe gets that injury report out. And interestingly enough about that injury report, Hagsma, college draft pick for Sky Blue, defender, tears her ACL. And within a week of Adriana Franch also tearing her ACL, and 2 torn ACLs for both these teams. But I think a little bit more critical for Western New York Flash as they had to find a backup goalkeeper really quick.
Yeah.
Gabar, on the other hand, 2 experienced goalkeepers, Jill Lloyden with the U.S. women's national team, and then Brittany Cameron.
Taylor up and over the crowd. Wambach, the intended target, unable to reach it as they're looking to get her some service. Abby looking to open her scoring account this season.
Brittany Cameron, going back to Brittany Cameron, just really getting 3 starts in a row, and Jim Gabarra said she was always going to have the opportunity to get a lot of playing time, particularly around the U.S. women's national team games, so she would always flank that, making sure Lloyden doesn't come back and have to play right away after being with the national team.
Here's Edmonds with the interception, far side for Zerboni.
But starting to get in a situation here where Cameron's given Gabarra a good, tough decision, but a good thing to have when you got 2 goalkeepers that are playing at the top of their game. Cameron with 1 win, 1 tie with Lloyd not there, not playing.
That's a great 1-2 punch that Jim Gabarra, who signed on with Sky Blue in 2011. Gabarra, obviously noted for his outstanding coaching accomplishments in the Washington area. Spent 10 seasons with the Washington Freedom. He's up and off the bench, providing some instruction to his back line. Jim Gabarra, former indoor soccer player, also a captain of the U.S. futsal team for 10 years. So he's going to like that little ticky-tock, because it's touch football, isn't he?
You could see Sky Blue also. You could see they try to play a possession style of the game. You haven't seen a lot of long balls from them. Well, and there you go. There's Christy Rampone trying to get it up to her forwards.
But only after a few short passes.
She doesn't have the target that the Western New York Flash have as in Abby Wambach, but
Lytle spins away. She's got some space to look forward. Ocampo plays it central. No one there. Schmidt's going to have to work to keep possession. Now Levin. Poked away by Sonia. No one to help out, though. Rampone. Schmidt. 50-50 ball. Challenge was won there by Friels, but coming in to help out was the Western New York defense.
See Rampone getting forward, and I'd say don't be surprised to see her scoring goals, but she got that goal earlier in the year off of a corner kick. Sophie Schmidt headed it right towards the goal, hits the post, and there's Christy Rampone right there to finish it.
Happy Mother's Day, by the way, to Christy Rampone, the mother of 2 young children. Out here playing some NWSL soccer. Ashley Nick got her first touch on the ball right there. Number 12, the 26-year-old. She's playing in the middle of the field, but has been fairly quiet the first 19 minutes.
Well, her job is really, actually, we were discussing it earlier. Here's a great ball, though.
And it's just going to roll out. Just not enough real estate there.
We were discussing it earlier that gap between the defense and the midfield, that's really her job, is to keep that gap really tight when Western New York Flash have the ball. So her job is to sweep pretty much right in front of that back 4 and get that ball, as an Angela Salem does for Western New York Flash, as well as challenge Abby Wambach in the air, and you don't see that a lot. Someone beating Abby Wambach on goal kicks or balls being flighted in, and Nick beats her right there.
Rampone at midfield. Far side, O'Hara chasing this one down. Pressured by Zerboni. Now Lytle. Good poke there by Reynolds. Wambach can turn, but she's got a lot of blue in front of her. Reynolds trying to force that one. And Goodson will come forward. Schmidt, one touch forward. Looking for Foligno, and Weiss will get to it first. 20th minute and scoreless. Shots 3 for the Flash, 1 for Sky Blue.
Not really tested so far, but Weiss seems pretty confident in there, other than that first touch she had where she ended up kicking it out of bounds and giving up a throw-in in her defensive third. She seems okay back there, very comfortable in her professional debut.
She alluded to the back four in front of her, and she's got a good group of players in front of her to help stabilize things. Reynolds on the right, Taylor and Williamson in the middle, and Edmonds on the left. As Foligno knocks this one away from Taylor. Foligno made her debut with the Canadian seniors at the age of 17. Amazing. As the Canadian women's side continues to improve. And they'll be hosting the 2015 World Cup. Here's a chance for Lytle to serve one into the box, and it's not going to get past Taylor on a low, slow cross. Weiss powers this one forward, and Goodson gets above Wambach. O'Hara. Now Nick. Big, strong competitor in the middle of the field, Ashley Nick. Outside, Lytle. Offsides, yes, is the call on Foligno. Restart coming up for the Flash, who close out a 3-game homestand this afternoon against Sky Blue FC. There'll be 3 on the road for Western New York following this one. They'll be at Washington on May 17th, and then a big West Coast trip, Portland on May 21st, and Seattle on May the 25th, before returning home to face the Houston Dash for the first time on Saturday, May 31st. Looking forward to that one.
Definitely want to come out of that road trip. 3 games in 8 days. This could be very difficult. You definitely want to come out of there with at least 3 to 6 points, particularly 6 points, 2 wins. You know, definitely 4 points. A win and a tie would be really, I think Aaron Lyons would be happy with that. Not ecstatic about it, but very happy with it. Tough West Coast trip, Portland and Seattle. And again, 3 games in 8 days, so he's going to have to utilize all of his players.
Schmidt trying to go forward for Foligno. Now Ocampo. Salem steps in front of Foligno. Zerboni. Aaron Lyons up off the bench looking to direct some traffic. Here's Sonia to Barzik. Barzik, the 23-year-old, played the offseason in Russia. That one's given away, though. Schmidt. And look at Rampone, the 38-year-old from center back, pushing all the way up. How many runs does she have in those 38-year-old legs?
Plenty.
Does she ever?
She's got plenty. What a way to start your homestand as well. You play against all 3 playoff teams from last year. Let's test them right away. Bring them on.
It's going to be a great season here in the NWSL. Obviously with the national players, but also for some maybe unknown names who'll get an opportunity to show their stuff when those national players are called into action. Flicked forward, but Williamson, former member of the Portland Thorns, will scoop it up and get it to Edmonds. Now Vicky leaves it for Sonia. The 2 Spaniards combine. Cheeky little play there. Barzik in the middle of the field for Salem. Now Zerboni. Possession here from the Flash in the 24th minute. Taylor. Thought she was going to turn on the Jets and then cut it back to Zerboni. McCall Zerboni, her 5th appearance of the season. So much great work with the ball, without the ball. Finds herself all over the field. Oh, a little scoop pass from Vicky looking for Sonia. Just a little off the mark. That would have been a clever setup.
Yeah, and that reminds me of the goal of the year last year. Lisa Devana had it. Katie Friels with that scoop right over the defense, and Devana with a brilliant goal. That was a goal of the year last year, 2013.
How about the loss of Devana? Big one, isn't it?
That is a big one. She's so speedy. She always puts so much pressure on the back 4.
Salem was dumped down as Wambach had possession, but the referee feeling there was no advantage, so a call here for the Flash. Foligno called for the foul, the 23-year-old.
Devana got herself a red card already this year as well. Just dissent to the referee. Not happy when she got pulled down.
Who is?
Well, referee's always the boss, so.
Taylor gets a chance to serve one of these deep ones into the box. Gets away from her and ends up in the arms of Cameron, who last season shut out Western New York in the league's opening weekend. So no stranger to the ladies in red. Williamson running Ocampo off the ball. The 27-year-old Mexican international led Sky Blue with 8 goals last season, and there was a bit of a transition for her, according to Jim Gabarra, as far as adjusting to the physical play in the NWSL. And he says she did very nice after that transition period. 8 goals, not a bad mark at all for the Mexican. Edmonds taking no chances, as Levin will pick up a throw-in.
Yeah, we talk about Davana putting so much pressure on that back four, but add Ocampo with Davana last year, and that was always putting pressure on that back four, and that's what got them into that 4th place position in the playoffs. But now you've got Foligno, you got Hayes that come off the bench.
Kept in by Sonia. Nice layoff there from Wambach. Now played to Vicky. Zerboni couldn't get the touch forward to Wambach as Goodson, the 23-year-old who played every minute of every game in 2013, wins that one for Sky Blue. There's Barzik. Vicky, oh, crafty bit of work in the center circle. Under the foot of Sonia. And knocked away by Levin along the near side. This one's going to finally trickle out of play. And a throw-in coming up here for the 2-1-1 Western New York Flash. Just 1 point behind Portland, who are in 2nd place at 2-1-2. 2 other games today in the NWSL. Chicago hosting Houston, and Washington at FC Kansas City. Nick pokes it away from Zerboni. Ashley Nick starting to get a little physically involved here now. Later in this first half, few touches, few challenges for the 26-year-old. Edmonds, Wambach, Sonia. Laid it off for Barzik, and she did just enough to shield off Foligno.
And Lytle does a really good job there getting back as the switching the point of attack to Reynolds was on for Sonia Bermudez. And the ball started from the left-hand side, and that's what Aaron Lyons likes, getting those outside backs forward, getting Edmonds forward, and on the other side, as they try to switch the point of attack, there was Reynolds, and Lytle stopped that by getting back and working so hard.
Pushing foul on the header attempt from Wambach. Abby last season, 11 goals, 8 assists on the NWSL Best 11 team. She was the NWSL Player of the Week 2 times. And of those 11 goals, 3 of those were game winners. Boy, how many times over the years have we seen Abby come up with a big goal? Whether it's club or international play. Outstanding career for Abby Wambach. Cameron heaves this one to midfield. And Taylor called for the holding. Restart coming up here for Katie Friels. 7 games played last season with Sky Blue after playing with Western New York in 2012. And had a big goal for Western New York in that semifinal game of 2012. Scored the equalizer.
Katie Friel so dangerous with these set pieces.
Oh, Sonia tried to go for the nutmeg, but Friels breaks it up, and Reynolds. Taylor heads it back to Weiss. Friels, obviously another name when she played for the Western New York Flash. Frierson.
Well, last year when I saw Friels on the roster, I was like, who is this?
We know her. How do we know her?
How do I know her? Same thing with Teresa Noyola, who now plays for Houston Dash. They get married and they change their last names, and sometimes it's
different names, same player.
Slightly confusing for the broadcasters.
A little bit of extra work, that's all.
Same player, though.
That's right. That's the important thing. Zerboni with the arm drag and takes down Ocampo. We're in the 31st minute. Joe Giuliano and Mike Kerms on the call. Slight breeze. Sun is shining. Beautiful Mother's Day NWSL soccer action. Good service into the box, and Weiss comes out. Doesn't get the ball, but gets a full piece of O'Hara. And luckily for the Flash, that one doesn't end up in the back of the net. Corner kick number 2 coming up here for Sky Blue.
Okay, right here.
There's the service, Mike, on the replay.
Great ball by O'Hara, and she puts it in almost no man's land for Weiss. And a good challenge by Sky Blue there.
And the ensuing corner kick, a dangerous one that's cleared out to the near side of the 18. Sonia. Friels comes in for the tackle. Sonia slows it down. Vicky back to Sonia, and this is a close one. Fans don't like it. They thought it was a throw-in for the Flash, but it's going to go back the other way. And Sky Blue picks up a throw-in here. Sonia. Forward for Waback. Takes an elbow to the back of the head from Rampone. There's no call, no card issued, but a call is made. And boy, she took a thunderous knock. I think it's her knee, it's the back of her head. It's a little bit of everything right now. Take a good look at this one on the replay, Mike.
Nice little ball by Bermudez, and Rampone just really getting stuck in right there and sending a message to her teammate, and now referee's going to send a message to her.
That elbow was up. The left elbow definitely was up and to the back of Abby's head. And she'll hobble up. Looks like it's her knee that took the brunt of it more than her head.
These two face each other every day in practice when they get called up to the women's national team, and just a little bit of a message that, hey, right now we're not on the same team.
Yeah. She figures not too dangerous on the field where the ball was, so have a run, right? It was in the Flash half of the field. Abby's still hobbling out there. Looks like it's her right leg that's bothering her. She's trying to shake it off as Ocampo streaking forward. Still with it.
She's got to switch that point of attack right there, and Friels has to do better with it as well. You had 5 players forward. Starting to get a numerical advantage there, and Ocampo came up so quickly. Get that ball to Friels. You got numbers up. You got to put that ball in the box and see what happens and challenge Weiss a little bit more.
Edmonds looking to slide one through to Vicky, but Cameron is there and shanks this one off the side of her foot. Throwing here for the Flash. 34th minute. Don't forget, at halftime, we'll speak with the head coach of the Western New York Flash, Aaron Lyons, and also a special Mother's Day video. You want to stick around for that. It was produced and put together by some of the players for the Western New York Flash. So be sure to stick around for that at halftime. Sahlen gets the high foot in there. Zerboni. Wambach, and they're just going to call her off sides. Barely at the 18. Tried to hold her run there, and ball came in, and referee's assistant on the far side.
I think she expected it when Zerboni pulled it back for that second with the top of her foot. She thought Zerboni was going to thread it right away, and Abby's still hobbling a little bit. Doesn't look like she's walking it off too well.
Took a look over at the bench, and we'll see if there's any communication with her and Aaron Lyons. Friels looking for Felino. Good job by Taylor to blast through and win it for the Flash. Ocampo gets the touch, but she's offsides. 35th minute and scoreless. Caitlin Ford out of the lineup today for Sky Blue. She's with the Australians along with Sam Kerr and Williams for the Western New York Flash as they're participating in the Asian Cup in Vietnam.
Playing against Curio. from Japan
That's
as well.
right. Another one was out.
And 3 days from now, they're going to be playing against each other, teammates Ford and Kirio.
They'll play Jordan on the 16th, Vietnam on the 18th, and the final is the 25th. So those 3 Australians will be out. I guess depends how long the run goes for the women's side from Australia. The Matildas, correct?
Yeah, and that's actually going to be an exciting game to watch. Australia against Japan.
2 big losses today for the Flash. 1, obviously, 2 as well for Sky Blue, but 1 Australian big loss for Jim Gabara and Aaron Lyons. And again, we've talked about it so many times, Mike. That's one thing these coaches are going to have to learn to deal with is these call-ups, players missing here and there, and just plugging those gaps.
It's why the domestic players are so important for both teams, really finding solid domestic players, good college players coming out of school is going to be so important. So really scouting becomes critical in the offseason. And I know Aaron Lyons living in Syracuse, a couple miles from Syracuse University. SU now playing in the ACC. Aaron Lyons is at quite a few games watching ACC play, and him and I sat together on many, many occasions watching some players. ACC one of the top leagues in the country for the NCAA.
Off the thigh and picked up by Friels. Salem, a good hard tackle, wins the ball. Zerboni. Vicky. Now Sonia. Right to Wambach, tried the chest pass for Zerboni, but Levin reads it.
Zerboni goes in a little bit cleats up, but she did pull out. She went right by it.
She's a hard-nosed, tough competitor. Obviously, size mismatches 90% of the time, but she is ferocious.
Oh, Zerboni she's not afraid to get stuck in. And when Carly Lloyd's out there, like I said, Carly Lloyd, Salem, and Zerboni, that's a tough threesome in the center of the park when they're in the midfield together.
Talented and hard-nosed.
Most fouled and also most fouls last year between Zerboni and Lloyd.
And talk about Lloyd when she comes back to this lineup. What's that going to bring to the table?
Just so much danger, particularly in the attacking third. And really, a team cannot give up a set piece. Now between Bermudez and Carly Lloyd on top of any ball, put Lasada in there as well. Put those 3 on top of the ball and a set piece 25 yards away from the goal. Just so dangerous. Or laying a ball back to Lloyd. She could strike a ball probably better than anyone in the world.
Carly had 10 goals last season after returning from a broken collarbone. And looking forward to her returning to action. Especially some of those long-distance bombs. Not afraid to shoot from downtown.
Yeah, add Lasada in there with Lloyd. So now you've got really someone that's a playmaker that's going to get a lot of assists for Western New York Flash in Lasada. And then Lloyd, who's going to get those goals. She didn't have, I think, maybe 1 assist last year. 10 goals, 1 assist. And surprisingly enough, you see someone like that maybe getting some more assists for Western New York. But
absolutely. You think she would.
She didn't produce, or the finishes didn't happen when she did play that ball. What a great ball by Salem. And
ooh, offsides. What do you think?
I'm not sure about that
Posts.
one.
Zerboni just looking at the referee's assistant, and the referee will have a word with McCall. Knock it off. I thought that was real close. Nonetheless, a very good quick restart in the build-up from the Flash. 39th minute and scoreless. First meeting between these two clubs this season. Again, Western New York winning 4 out of 5 last season. These two teams will meet again. Let's see if they play again, Mike.
Good ball by Kelsey Weiss, right to Abby Wambach.
Sonia got caught up in the beautiful pass to Sonia. We'll check that schedule for you in a second. Into the box at the 6. Zerboni takes down a player, and I'm not sure if it's going to be a goal kick or a free kick coming up here, but a beautiful ball from Sonia.
And it's O'Hara and Zerboni just got a little bit tangled up, and that's all Zerboni's telling the referee. We just got tangled up. I didn't trip her on purpose, and referee, regardless, giving Zerboni Just a slight warning, some words. What a good ball by Sonia right here. Bypasses Abby, and O'Hara and Zerboni just get a little tangled up.
Love that swerving ball away from the keeper. These two teams will meet 2 more times. Thursday, July 31st at New Jersey, Sky Blues home field. And then August 13th, right here at Sahlen Stadium.
And Cameron insisted on playing out of the back, and Abby and Zerboni just really limiting him from doing that. And she insisted to play it to Goodson. She played it away from her feet, giving the ball back to the Western New York Flash right away. As soon as you have that ball, you want to keep it in a game like this. 2 possession-oriented teams today, and you can't give that ball away once you win it.
Into the box. Edmonds looking for Wambach, punched away by Cameron. Rampone with the header. Takes a hop. Salem fighting off Nick. But Lytle comes in to help out. Friels right down the middle. Taylor's going to get there. Back to Weiss. Deflected. And now she can pick it up as Ocampo off of her foot. And Weiss able to scoop it out to the near side. 42 minutes. And scoreless.
And there's that link up in Angela Salem again. Williamson to Salem, get it out to Taylor. Zerboni, get it to the outside. And there's the outside backs getting forward in Reynolds.
Just couldn't find the service. Cameron's, some of her touches, kicks haven't been that long, and her passes on the ground have been a little bit off the mark for Cameron today.
You've seen Brittany Cameron when playing with, you've seen her before in many games. Obviously, we've seen more games with her with the Western New York Flash, just bombing the ball and almost putting it on the mark every single time. And that happens. The player's just off a little bit. She'll regroup in the second half.
She's got the little wind at her back right now, so she may have even more trouble in the second 45. 42nd minute. Edmonds cuts inside. Vicky. Now Barzik. Back to Edmonds. Sonia.
Edmonds very mobile. Really nice play.
She has been great to watch this season. The Rutgers University product is the female Messi. Sonia knocks this one out of play. And if you saw her free kick goal against Portland, you'll know why they call her that. I'm sure everybody in the NWSL has seen that wonderful strike already. Vicky to Zerboni, but it's taken away. Lytle. Schmidt. Now Levin. For Ocampo and Lytle. Nicely shouldered off the ball by Edmonds.
And Schmidt using Levin. O'Hara's trying to get forward, and O'Hara's really screaming for the ball. And when Sky Blue gets O'Hara forward and get her the ball, they're a lot more successful. You don't see Levin going forward, and she's not even trying to get forward as much as O'Hara. Versus where you see Edmonds and Reynolds, both of them playing very, very high when the Western New York Flash have the ball. Levin tends to stay back, and O'Hara's going forward, and O'Hara's much more comfortable getting the ball going forward.
What a touch, what a move from Vicky. Sonia, middle of the field. Zerboni's shot is blocked, and it should be, nope, they'll say not touched by Sky Blue. You just watch Vicky, and it just seems like she knows what she's going to do before the ball gets there, like 2 steps ahead of everyone else. What an outstanding player.
She's very comfortable on the ball. You can see that, and she wants the ball so much. And there you see Rampone again, and I think Wambach right there, she hit her knee right on that turf. Tough challenge, and there's that play again. Oof. Oh, yeah, and she just hit it right down on that turf, so it's just a knock. Glad to see that. It's nothing else than that, but
looks like she was able to shake it off.
Love seeing 2 teammates battle.
Vicky, 45th minute. Wambach tried to lay it off. Ocampo comes away with it. One minute of stoppage time. We're in the 45th minute at Sahlen Stadium. And scoreless between Sky Blue and Western New York. Levin. Back to Rampone.
There's Levin she's very, very high, but doesn't seem she feels comfortable going forward as much. You haven't really seen her with an overlap.
Taylor bombing this one over the near sideline. As we're in first half stoppage time and scoreless. Levin. The 24-year-old who's also played in Sweden and Australia throws it into Ashley Nick. Coco Goodson, good low-driven pass outside to O'Hara. Ocampo, marked by Taylor.
Yeah, and Reynolds and Taylor right there did a really good job. As that ball switched into point of attack, Reynolds was already out there in the face of O'Hara. And Taylor getting right in the face of Ocampo. You see that pressure cover right away.
Reynolds back to Taylor. She's double-teamed here. Sent into the 18 for Friels, and a good hard challenge from Williamson. She has to sacrifice there, or Friels is going to rock one on frame. Now the Flash have a chance to push forward. Wambach. And she's called offsides as she takes a look back as we come very close to the end of half number one.
I think I agree with Wambach there as well. I think when that ball was played, I think she really stayed on that line.
And that will bring the first half to a close as we are scoreless after 45 minutes of play. Stick around, we'll have our halftime interview coming up. Actually, we're going to go to break, and we will come back with a halftime highlight package. But don't forget, stick around for a video that was put together by the Western New York Flash players, a special Mother's Day video presentation coming up shortly. So stick around for that. We'll take a break. After 45 minutes of play, the Flash and Sky Blue are scoreless. This is Western New York Flash Soccer on YouTube.com.
Great Taste has landed. Sahlen's great tasting hot dogs and deli meats now available across New York State.
Hi, I'm Soccer Sam for Salvatores.com, Rochester's #1 pizzeria and your healthy, fast, local choice.
Salvatore's gluten-free pizza, thin pizza, multi-grain pizza dough, amazing salads, fresh wraps and subs, sausage slingers, pasta dinners, real pizza ovens, and so much more.
Salvatores.com, your healthy, fast, local choice. And yeah, we deliver everything but babies. Do it with me. Salvatores.com.
Tap into good times at the distillery. Grab the family and experience our fun, wholesome atmosphere. The service is friendly and the food is delicious. The appetizers are amazing. The entrees are awesome with exceptional quality dishes and innovative, delicious recipes to satisfy everyone's appetite. Enjoy your favorite distillery dish anytime with our takeout service and our kitchen that's always open late.
Now at Subway restaurants, the new $3 menu is here. Choose from a variety of savory 6-inch subs, all for just $3 each. Available all day long. Try the Black Forest ham, spicy Italian, or oven-roasted chicken. But hurry in, the $3 menu is available for a limited time only. For bigger variety and better value, the choice is easy when you choose from the new $3 menu at Subway restaurants. Subway, eat fresh.
In all aspects of my life. I don't really have the words to explain how much that is appreciated. And I just want to let you know that I love you, and I'm glad I get to spend today with you, and I hope you have a great Mother's Day.
Hi, Mom. I would like to say a lot of things, but the most important is thank you. Thanks for being the best mom in the world, and everything I am, it's because of you. And I want to thank you for all the things that you have done for me, and I I hope you enjoy this special day. I miss you a lot, and obviously I love you so much. So happy Mother's Day, Mom.
Hi, Mommy. Happy Mother's Day. I love you. Thank you for all the strength you give me. You are Superwoman.
Hi, Mom. I wish I could be with you to celebrate today, but I hope you have fun at home with all the girls and the rest of the family. Miss you and love you.
Happy Mother's Day. Mom, you know that there's 4 of us, but everybody knows I'm your favorite child. So hope you have a great day. Everybody else watching, haha, love you.
Hi, Mom. Just want to wish you a happy Mother's Day. Sorry I can't be with you on Sunday. Thanks for everything and have a great day.
Feliz día, mamá. Te quiero. Hi, Mom. I just want to wish you a happy Mother's Day. I love you, and I wish you could be here, and I hope you have a great day because you deserve it.
Hi, Mom. Happy Mother's Day. Love you. You're the best mom ever. Me and Melissa wish you a happy Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day, Mom. I love you and I miss you and just want to thank you for everything. Thanks.
I want to wish my diva-licious mother a happy Mother's Day. If you weren't the diva you were, I wouldn't be the woman I am today, and I love you.
To the best mom in the world, happy Mother's Day.
To my amazing, beautiful mum back home in New Zealand, I just want to wish you a happy Mother's Day, and I miss you so much, and I think about you every day. Love you lots.
Hi, Mom. Just wanted to wish you a happy Mother's Day. Wish I could be in Colorado with you. Just wanted to thank you for your love and support you've always given me. I love you so much. Have a great day.
Hey, Mom. Happy Mother's Day. You're the reason why I'm here, obviously, but can't thank you enough for the help, the support, the love, all my life. Love you. Happy Mother's Day.
Hi, Mom. Just wanted to wish you a happy Mother's Day. So glad that you could be here today and watch the game. Thank you for everything and that you do for me and everybody else. I love you.
Hey, Mom. Happy Mother's Day. I know you're watching from Texas. I just want to say thank you for everything you've done for me, and I love you.
Hi, Mom. I just wanted to say happy Mother's Day. Hope you have the best day ever. And I know you couldn't be here, but I just want to say thank you for everything you've done for me, and I love you. Bye.
Hi, Mom. I just wanted to thank you for everything you've done for me and for all your support throughout the years. I love you. Happy Mother's Day.
Hi, Mom. Just wanted to say happy Mother's Day and I love you and can't wait to see you soon.
Great Taste has landed. Sahlen's great tasting hot dogs and deli meats now available across New York State.
Hi, I'm Soccer Sam for Salvatores.com, Rochester's #1 pizzeria and your healthy, fast, local choice.
Salvatore's gluten-free pizza, thin pizza, multi-grain pizza dough, amazing salads, fresh wraps and subs, sausage slingers, pasta dinners, real pizza ovens, and so much more.
Salvatores.com, your healthy, fast, local choice. And yeah, we deliver everything but babies. Do it with me. Salvatores.com.
Tap into good times at the distillery. Grab the family and experience our fun, wholesome atmosphere. The service is friendly and the food is delicious. The appetizers are amazing. The entrees are awesome with exceptional quality dishes and innovative, delicious recipes to satisfy everyone's appetite. Enjoy your favorite distillery dish anytime with our takeout service and our kitchen that's always open late.
The distillery.
Now at Subway restaurants, the new $3 menu is here. Choose from a variety of savory 6-inch subs, all for just $3 each. Available all day long. Try the Black Forest ham, spicy Italian, or oven-roasted chicken. But hurry in, the $3 menu is available for a limited time only. For bigger variety and better value, the choice is easy when you choose from the new $3 menu at Subway restaurants. Subway, eat fresh.
Very nice halftime video by the members of the Western New York Flash wishing their mothers a happy Mother's Day, and same wishes from Mike and myself here in the broadcast booth. Well, after 45 minutes of play, scoreless, and as we're looking at the highlight package we're about to show you, a lot of touches for Sonia and Vicky, and some crafty ones as well, as that little scoop pass there, up a little chip to Abby Wambach, forcing Cameron into a big save at the near post.
Not a bad way to start the game, really getting into the attack right off the bat. And Sonia, the Spanish international, showing that she can scoop the ball up and put Abby on goal, and Abby gets a shot, and good stuff by Cameron to protect that near post.
Later in the first half, Zerboni service to the top of the 18. Some great goal scorers. We've seen them do that chest and then volley before it touches the ground. Wambach not too far off the mark.
Not bad. She had a little bit more time. I thought if her team talked to her, she could have brought that ball down and then got that and then really brought that into them, because the defense was backing up on Abby.
And Vicky says, well, Sonia can do it, so can I. And she's looking to get that one inside, but Cameron, again, she's been quick to come off her line in that first half, makes the save for Sky Blue FC. And this is not a bad ball. Outswing service from Sonia.
Sonia getting a lot of play, getting on the outside. You have Edmonds and Sonia getting forward, and Sonia with a very nice ball there. Zerboni getting tangled up with O'Hara, and Zerboni getting a shot off. Unfortunately, she got tangled up, and that actually threw her off a little bit. And O'Hara, I don't believe is going to get there. And Zerboni gets a shot off, but a foul and a warning from the referee.
Sky Blue with a chance of their own, but great defensive sacrifice here.
Kat Williamson getting stuck in, and all four of the back four get stuck in all the time, and not afraid. And Angela Sahlen getting the ball and starting up right away. And there's Lasada with it. Another nice ball to Wambach.
Looking at Abby free, and then she takes a nasty knock from Rampone, and I thought it was the back of her head, but it actually was her right knee.
Yeah, Rampone,
she was slow to get up.
Rampone getting right into it and saying, hey, I know we're teammates, but not today. And there's Rampone challenging Abby, and just gets a warning from the referee. I thought maybe could have been a little bit.
And Sky Blue had a chance also, forcing Weiss into a big save as we look at your numbers through 45 minutes of play. 2 saves each for the Flash and Sky Blue keepers. Corner kicks, 2-1 in favor of the visitors. Shots are 4 apiece, and fouls 6 for Sky Blue and 4 for the Western New York Flash. As we get ready to begin half number 2. We'll see if Adriana is the player who comes on. She was warming up, and looks like she is going to take her spot on the field, and didn't get the indication yet of who she's replacing. Mike, did you get that?
I did not.
And that looks like the only change for either side. She's going to come on and replace Barzik, who we featured in the highlight package with a, was it Williamson or Barzik? That hard tackle in the box.
That was Williamson.
So it was Barzik, who was playing in the middle of the field, who comes off to start the second half. Adriana will make her 4th appearance of the season. She's got 2 assists, and we'll see where she takes her spot up on the field.
Well, I believe we're going to see Zerboni now move into the midfield, and Adriana is really is going to play more of an attacking role in that forward position. And Zerboni, and what really happens there is you go from a defensive posture with Sahlen and Bartik in there, and you have Zerboni. You flip that triangle in the middle in that 4-3-3, and Zerboni's going to play more of an attacking role with Lasada. But Zerboni can also work back, where Amy Bartik, she really plays more defensive and plays in front of that back four a little bit more with Angela Sahlen. So change it up a little bit, and let's put a little bit more pressure in the midfield and win that midfield more with Zerboni in the center of the park.
All right, Sky Blue has possession on the kickoff. Sent forward, Sky Blue attacking the goal to our left. Zerboni, Salem. Now Vicky. Looking for Adriana, who comes up with the ball. For Wambach, and Rampone gets up high to win the header. So from right to left, it's the Spaniards. Adriana on the right, Vicky in the middle, Sonia on the left. We'll see if the Spanish trio can create some magic for Aaron Line's side. Great anticipation from Taylor. Vicky Down the middle, no one there for the flash.
Brittany Taylor getting forward, very Christine Rampone style there. And Brittany Taylor actually on the top 11 last year, along with Rampone, both center backs.
Looking for Foligno. Is it going to reach the keeper? It barely does, as Williamson maybe even had to give a little bit of a shove to knock Foligno off balance, and Weiss could scoop it up for the flash.
Yeah, that very dangerous there by Williamson, thinking she's going to get a little bit more on top of on it, knocking it back with her head to Weiss, and Foligno almost runs right through her, and referee doesn't call anything.
Here's Adriana. Couldn't get to this one. Throwing here on the near side for Sky Blue. O'Hara. Headed back by Reynolds for Abby. Now center of the field, Zerboni. Vicky, good quick touch outside for Edmonds. Trying to force this one in the middle, and Sonia's going to have to play outside and regroup here for the flash. Lets it roll out of bounds. Throw in for Western New York. Edmonds to take it. Scoreless at 48 minutes.
In the first half, Western New York had a lot more success on that left-hand side with Edmonds and Sonia versus having Zerboni and Reynolds on the other side. They still did okay on the right, but I think they're having a lot more success on the left with those two going against Levin versus going against O'Hara, who's on the left side for Sky Blue.
Zerboni got dumped on that play, so it'll be a restart for the flash. And as we look at the throw-in on the restart, and Friels came in high, a little behind the play, and McCall is up and all right.
Nips the ankle a little bit.
2 in the wall for Sky Blue. Edmonds runs over the ball. Vicky service. Wambach header to goal! 49th minute, Wambach. Her first of the season on a beautiful service from Vicky.
The one thing that this league is going to talk about now, for sure, is do not give up free kicks around the 18 with Lasada and Bermudez on the field. And what a great ball right here by Lasada and Abby Wambach crashing right to the center. Perfect ball between the 6 and the 12. Nothing Cameron can do except hope that the ball wasn't on frame or was right to her. And Abby Wambach puts a perfect header into the back of the net.
And this season, the Realtors Charitable Foundation will continue its support of the Rochester community by donating $500 for every goal scored by the Flash here at Sahlen Stadium. These donations will assist in increasing affordable home ownership opportunities, building healthy neighborhoods, and mitigating critical housing needs in the Rochester area. After the Wambach goal, the total is up to $2,000. Donated by the Realtors Charitable Foundation. Wambach in the 49th from Vicky. We'll see if this opens things up a little bit here for the Flash. Adriana.
You have to come out of the locker room and be prepared, and Sky Blue has to get tighter on those set pieces there.
It was Friels who committed the foul against Zerboni, and Vicky marched over and had her eyes on that one the whole way. Great service, and again, typical solid finish with the head from Abby Wambach. We've come to expect that so many times over the years, and she finishes a beauty.
The question always was, are the internationals going to be able to come back and be able to play and step on the field right away and produce? And there you go. You have Lasada, Spanish international, coming back from Europe, playing the ball right to Wambach, coming from that U.S.-Canada match.
Throw in for the Flash on the far side. Looking to end this 3-game homestand. A draw against Portland, a win against Kansas City, and looking to pick up some more points here today against Sky Blue.
Coming out of a 3-game homestand, obviously you want 9 points, but you're going to be pretty satisfied with 7. And you win this game, You're in second place. You've established where you are in the league, that you're going to be at the top. You don't have a lot. You only have 2 allocations in Carly Lloyd and Abby Wambach, and you've filled your roster with a lot of internationals.
Ocampo coming back off the giveaway into the 18, taken down to the top of the box, and there's going to be a card issued as well to Williamson. A dangerous restart coming up here now for Sky Blue as Williamson gets into the book in the 52nd minute for her challenge against Ocampo.
And Ocampo really getting in, but Williamson doesn't need to make this foul. She's just got to stay with her and keep running with her and not try to win the ball and continue to force her outside and trust that Weiss is going to cover it if the shot gets off and just continue to force her outside. Doesn't need to make that tackle there, and very close to that 18.
Just a hair over 18 yards away.
Friel's very dangerous on the ball. We've seen her hit these before.
Here's her shot, and just not enough real estate to get it up and then back down. Is this one harmless for the Western New York Flash?
She's got to put a lot more power into that shot versus just trying to place it. She's got to put a little bit more power on the shot, getting a little bit more over that ball if she's going to put it over that wall and into the upper 90.
Both teams with an active sideline right now, Mike.
Just get it on frame and test Weiss. Something that the Sky Blue team really has not done. They haven't tested the rookie yet.
Flash are in search of their first shutout. They've only allowed 1 goal in their first 4 games of the season. 1 goal in each of those games. 4 goals against, 6 goals for coming into the game, 7 now. So, not to jinx her, but Weiss looking to get a shutout here. And she's got a good back 4 to help her out. Schmidt. Williamson steps away from Schmidt. Sent forward, good header by Vicky again. Knows exactly what she wants to do before the ball even gets to her. Reynolds, a deep overlapping run. She's got Adriana to her right. Sets the ball up for Adriana. Adriana cuts it back onto her right now, back to her left. Plays it for Reynolds.
Good stuff by Lytle not to allow that cross to come in from Adriana. She hits a dangerous ball.
Headed away by Goodson. Wambach and Sonia were inside as Zerboni looking to get into the 18, and Cameron quick to come off her line.
Lytle does a really good job to keep Adriana on her non-preferred foot, which is her left peg, and prevent that ball from getting hit from her right foot. So, but Adriana hits a dangerous ball with that right foot.
Here's Salem. Now Adriana. Reynolds streaking forward with space. O'Hara coming over to close it down. Good cross into the box. At the 6, no one there for the Flash.
We talked about Reynolds the other night. She was getting forward quite a bit, and she's getting the opportunity. She's getting herself in the right positions to get the crosses into the middle. She's got to do better with putting those balls, keeping those balls away from the keeper, keeping them inbounds and putting them between the 6 and 12 and trying to hit her forwards that are crashing. Or the far midfield that's going to be crashing far post. She does an excellent job getting forward. She's just got to really make those crosses count.
On the near side, Friels. Sky Blue looking to attack. Cuts it to her left. Gets around Reynolds. But Reynolds recovers nicely to knock it out of play. And a corner kick coming up here for Sky Blue, their 3rd of the match. In the 56th minute, Friels will set this one up on the near side. Western New York. 1-0-1 at home this season. Looking to keep a clean sheet here. Headed away through the 18. Adriana. And Nick will take it away for Sky Blue.
That's not the spot where you want to try a nutmeg.
Schmidt, 18. Tried to turn, but it's cleared away by Reynolds.
I mean, Nick tackles Adriana on the outside there. And again, not the place you want to try to nutmeg someone in your defensive third. It's just natural within the Spanish players. They just And you've seen all three of them Meg players this year already.
Not afraid to take some chances. There's a long shot. No, Zerboni got her foot in it to take it away from Friels. She was going to pull the trigger. The leg was pulled back, but Zerboni came in quickly and nicely to knock it away for the flash.
Zerboni does a great job. You were already calling the shot off.
That's the thing with her. She does so many things. Just she doesn't get the recognition she deserves. And great little play there.
She's that blue-collar worker, right? She's not going to get recognized. Her and Angela Sahlen, they do all the hard work and let the Abby Wambachs, the Lasadas get the goals and the assists.
Zerboni, the 27-year-old, was the captain of the Flash back in 2011 and 2012. Her 5th appearance of the season. As the Mexican international Ocampo plays it out to Lytle.
And that's important for Aaron Lyons. He's got Abby Wambach, who's the current captain of the Flash. He has Taylor, who was the captain last year. And he's got Zerboni, who was the captain the 2 previous years. So he's got the leadership on this team that really helps direct.
Deflected into the path of Ocampo. Top of the 18. And, she went back outside with that one. And Weiss will just pound it into the far side bleachers. Not sure why she went back out. She was top of the 18. Must have seen something out there that she liked. The Flash able to slow down the sky blue attack.
Or something she heard. Could have been Schmidt really yelling for that ball and wanted it just in a different position.
Powerful header away from Taylor. Rampone keeping possession here for Sky Blue. Edmonds, great job stepping in front, winning the free kick. Good job using her body. The 26-year-old out of Rutgers, very nice job.
That clearance by Taylor was even more important, but here you can see Edmonds just does a great job getting herself between the ball and the man, and nothing that Rampone can do. Solid defense by Edmonds.
Here's Weiss. Nick, a big, powerful header, gets it to Friels. Chip forward, Foligno. Battling and shoving, pushing Williamson. Referee was going to call the foul, but he'll let us play on.
Going back to that clearance from Taylor, you've seen so many goals this year where the backs do not clear the ball up and out, getting it outside. Taylor gets that ball out, but really not up until gets it up. I mean, gets out of the box, but not
up.
Not out, whatever, not up or out.
You
want to get it to the outsides and get it up high, really, so you can recover quickly. And you've seen
for Lytle, and the referee's going to stop the play as Vicky was in. But this looks like it's bad. Sonia is down along with Lytle. They collided after the ball was gone, and both trainers immediately onto the field to look at the situation here. Let's see if we got a replay of that collision between the two players. It occurred right at midfield. Sonia went down, and then Lytle ran into her. There's a great look at the replay. Thanks to our producer. Here you go, Mike. What do you got?
Yeah, you can see Sonia just goes down here.
This is probably our best look from up top.
Yeah, for sure. Ball goes back to the inside.
She may have taken a knock to the back.
Yeah, it looks
her
like
lower back.
She got kicked in the back there by Lytle. But Lytle's the one who hit her knee.
It's her left knee that they're looking at.
Left knee right into the back of Bermudez.
Yeah, it's her lower back, Sonia, that she's holding. Hopefully just got the wind knocked out of her and nothing else.
So can I finish my up and out
Please,
thought
up
again?
and out talk. So up and out.
So I've seen so many goals, and I was watching a lot of the Sky Blue recaps. Some great recaps by the Sky Blue commentators that we saw this season already. And really, the ball's not getting up and out enough. You saw 2 or 3 goals given up by Sky Blue. And right there, that's a result. You see Brittany Taylor getting that ball out far enough, but still in the center of the park. You want to get that ball to the outside as much as possible. And in the league, goals are going to be scored from bad clearances from those center backs and those outside backs. They got to get outsides, and that's where it's going to be less dangerous.
So a chance here really for both coaches to kind of settle things down, talk to their players, as it is Sonia down for the Flash and Taylor Lytle, the 25-year-old, who mainly came off the bench last season, who is down for Sky Blue FC. Subs available while we have a break here for Western New York. The amateur backup goalkeeper, Didi Haricic, Courtney Wetzel, Courtney Verlew, Jasmine Spencer, Emma Kate, and Hallie Palmer. Reserves for Sky Blue, backup keeper Jill Lloyden, Kendall Johnson. Sonia gets a round of applause for getting up and off the turf. Maya Hayes, a reserve, also available. Lindsay Cutshaw, Madeline Thompson, Meg Morris, and Nikki Stanton.
And it looks like Hayes is going to be coming in for Lytle right now, and I feel being down a goal, you might see Gabara change his lineup from a 4-4-2 with Ocampo and Foligno up top to a 4-3-3, moving Hayes into that attacking role position with Ocampo and Foligno, and then putting those three in the midfield.
And Lytle's going to have to be helped off the field. Against her left knee that ran into the back of Sonia. We wish her the best. Taylor Lytle, number 6. This is the first change of the game in the 62nd minute for Sky Blue. Western New York brought Adriana on at the start of the second half as Lytle comes over to the sideline, gets looked at by the training staff.
And right now, the way that it looks, I could be wrong. It looks like he's going to use Hayes in that left midfield position for Lytle.
Been some awkward challenges today, really both ways.
Actually, it's Katie Frills that's telling her to go forward more and get a little bit more into the attack.
Frills kind of gave a look to the sideline as to say, was she given any instructions? Now she is directing the traffic out there for Hayes.
And you can see Hayes sitting sitting forward there, sitting up top, and she is going to be one of the forwards. Not sure if Ocampo is going to drop in a little bit with Friels moving to the outside. Stay in that 4-4-2. Foligno and Hayes up top. Ocampo moves into the midfield in that attacking midfield role, moving Friels to the outside left mid, taking over for Lytle.
Into the box, looking for Wambach, headed away by O'Hara. Far side of the 18. Cameron and Abby battle for it. They collide, and it'll be a corner kick for the Flash as Cameron, the last one to touch it.
You know, sometimes you see Abby, you know, she's not always perfect with her feet a lot. Sometimes she's having some giveaways, but it's plays like that where she's always challenging, she's always getting involved, and she's always a threat regardless of what's going on.
Vicky's high cross into the box. Sonia tries with a one-timer off her shin. Top of the 18, Friels. Adriana was the architect of so many corner kicks last season. She took 46 of them. Looks like Vicky may be sliding into that role when she's present.
Well, when you have Adriana and Vicky on the field, either one of them could take the corner. So
there's not a bad choice there.
No.
Here's Reynolds, one-on-one with O'Hara. Zerboni touches it into the 18. Abby Wambach outside to Reynolds. Low cross deflected, and Goodson will go forward to no one as it's out of play.
Goal scored today. Ball comes in from Lasada on a free kick. Goal scored the other night against Kansas City. Corner kick from Adriana. So both of them are very dangerous on free kicks and set pieces. And then you have Sonia, 2 games ago, scoring off of a set piece from the 25 yards out over the wall into the upper 90.
Foligno's pushing at the corner of the 18. Reynolds with Williamson breaks it up. You talked about the assist from Adriana on that corner kick. It was Samantha Kerr. What a night she had, a goal and an assist for the young 20-year-old from Australia.
And the best she's played all season. She was running all over the place. She had so much energy. And you got to think that maybe she felt we've got 4 of our top players gone in Sonia, Vicky, Abby, and Carly. Someone's got to step up, and it could be my night to step up, and she sure did with a goal and assist, and she just made runs nonstop all over the place.
Abby and Sonia trying to make something happen. But you know what I liked about that play? As the ball was coming to Abby, she took a look to see what was around. She was signaling over to Sonia to come, and Abby played the ball one touch to her. Such a great knack to have. So many players have their head down, just eye on the ball. Abby aware of her surroundings. Wonderful.
I mean, these are all world-class players. They're always playing 2 to 3 plays ahead of the game, and that's expected of Abby, obviously, and it's just natural for her and most of the players on the field.
For any young players watching, that is a wonderful skill and trait that you want to pick up. Schmidt on the far side. Hard tackle.
And it's usually it's the runs that dictate to play, and Abby's really dictating where Sonia should be making that run. Beforehand, Abby was dictating Sonia to make that run, and the players that are off the ball are so important in dictating what's going to happen next.
Here's Adriana. Good point, Coach. Offsides for Vicky, way offsides. We'll play it through to the keeper.
And that's just too many touches by Adriana, and Adriana is looking for Abby to say, hey, it's okay, and I don't think she did there. She wants something better from Adriana. Play it sooner.
Weiss will scoop it up. Mike Weiss, 23 years old, as you said, out of Florida State University. Her debut today. Hasn't been called upon to do too much. But again, this is probably a good way to start. Get your feet wet with a good back line in front of you.
Well, against any team in this league, you're going to be challenged. And right now, I don't believe Sky Blue has challenged Weiss enough, and they need to challenge her more. But like you said, the back four has been very solid. Taylor leading them, and you know that back four, they know that she's a rookie. And let's try to make sure, let's play a little bit tighter, a little bit stronger, and make sure she doesn't get challenged as much.
Looks like both teams getting ready to go to the bench once again as Vicky picks up the ball, middle of the field. Adriana, top of the 18, left-footed shot. Cameron makes the save. Big save there from Cameron as the Spanish internationals almost combined for goal number 2.
And Adriana, you could see she's frustrated. She's faced Cameron a million times when they were teammates in practice every single day. And Cameron, same thing. She goes, I think I know where you're going. You like it on your right foot instead of your left foot.
Kendall Johnson coming on here in the 69th minute. The 23-year-old, her 5th appearance of the season, replacing Friels. A good service into the box on the ensuing restart, and Cameron diving to her right, making another big save. Friels, the player who came off in the 69th minute. Jasmine Spencer will be coming on for the Flash. Here's Goodson. Two-time All-American at UC Irvine, playing in the center of the defense for Sky Blue. Levin pressured. Forced back now to Rampone. Zerboni comes away with it for the Flash. Wambach. Now Reynolds. There's Salem. Back to Zerboni. McCall to Abby Wambach. Back to Zerboni. Possession from the Flash. Sonia. It's behind Abby. Sky Blue look to go forward quickly. Folino. Now Hayes. Corner of the 18, Hayes pushing it in. Ball gets bobbled. Looks to turn the corner. Gets a low cross in, but not going to reach the goal. And that is a wishful shot there from Kendall Johnson, as it'll be Vicky coming off for Jasmine Spencer. Mike, your thoughts on Vicky today?
I thought she had a pretty decent game. Really, you want to see the ball flow through her a little bit more. She obviously got the assist. Great ball. She also almost created that last opportunity there to Adriana.
And now it looks like they're going to change it.
Yes.
Vicky came over to come off for Spencer, and they're going to change it. Referee had 15 in for 14. And the Flash are going to change it.
You actually surprised me when you said Losada was coming off, because I wasn't watching, because I said she had a pretty good game because I was surprised, but she has. She's had a pretty good game, and I don't know if she'd be the one that I would take off right now. And
Schmidt will have a shot offsides, though, on Folino. So initially they had 14 on the board. Spencer was going to come in for number 14, Vicky. That was not correct. So Vicky went back out onto the field. And it's number 8 now that they're showing. Sonia.
And that swap makes a lot more sense because I don't know if they were gonna move Adriana into the midfield at that point, but a swap for a swap. You want to, at this point, you're up 1-0. You want to take out a forward, put in a forward. There's no reason to change the game unless you're going to go to more of a defensive posture. And in that case, you would just move Zerboni back and have Salem and Zerboni sit right in front of the back four, which I believe they have right now, allowing Lasada to float as she has the entire game. And
there she is with the ball. Looking to get Spencer in right away. Why not? Jasmine got the game winner on Wednesday against Kansas City. Her first of the season. Today's her 4th appearance.
Her first NWSL goal. She played 17 games last year for Washington, which is a surprise. She's got so much speed and she anticipates so well. Earlier in that match, you didn't see her anticipating as much and making those runs. As the game progressed, she started to get comfortable and started to really make a lot of runs and get involved a lot more. And she played great along with Kerr. So now you had Kerr and Spencer making all those runs and just created havoc for FCKC.
And how about the finish? She was 1v3 on that late first half goal.
That explosiveness as she got into that 18, the header that went past the first defender, and then all of a sudden, which was fantastic, and only she could do it with her height, and all of a sudden the explosiveness into the 18, right past Coleman, and then past the next defender and into the 18. Great goal by Spencer.
Congratulations to Jasmine. Opening up her scoring account as she has it now, and pressure forcing this one out of play. Throw in for O'Hara. Zerboni will come away with it to Wambach. Here's Spencer in behind. Takes a touch, but it goes outside. O'Hara has a chance to recover. And O'Hara comes in with a slide tackle, the veteran who's played with FC Gold Pride, Boston. Coming back and nullifying the Spencer attack. Reynolds. Here's Reynolds. Now Vicky. Cuts it inside. Now to Spencer into the 18. Off of Goodson. And this will be a corner kick.
You got to like that Spencer's involved right away, getting herself involved. And that last play that went to Spencer, she's got to take that first touch inside. That first touch is so important. And that first touch got away from her and went to the outside. Next thing you know, O'Hara recovers. She allowed O'Hara to recover versus going straight to goal. Otherwise, that's a one-on-one on Cameron.
Vicky with the corner kick. Last service into Spencer, just couldn't find an opening to shoot. Leading to a corner kick here from Vicky in the 75th minute. Another good ball into the box. Taylor brings it down to the outside of the 18. Gets around Nick. Still in play. And wins a goal kick. Taylor can't believe it, and neither can I.
Ooh, and the AR pointed to the corner. Main official saw a different look.
75 minutes, 1-0. Western New York leads this one. And this one just sent forward by Goodson, but no one there for Sky Blue, who play on Wednesday, May 21st at Washington. They've got a nice little break here. Get some players back into the lineup and keep everybody healthy as Wambach collides into Ashley Nick. Fans don't like the call, but it's a restart for Sky Blue.
And Rampone's going to hit this one. Goodson's getting forward. Johnson's sitting back.
Got a few tall targets, and Goodson and Nick Schmidt also in there. This one's heaved into the 18. Wambach wins the header. Here's Nick. Loose ball in the box, and Edmonds able to poke it outside the 18. Adriana, who's on the far side, swiped that, and Ocampo called for the foul.
One thing about having Wambach, and you saw in the Portland Thorns game, you saw Wambach came back for every single set piece that was against them, and you saw Sinclair do the same thing. They're the ones that are winning the ball, defensive headers for the most part. So they're so critical for both teams in order to get the ball out. And you see that often all the time from when you have a Wambach and a Sinclair. They're winning those head balls and clearing them quickly.
Yeah, we saw Sinclair was amazing defensively. She did her bit and then some when Portland visited Sahlen Stadium.
And Brittany Cameron's got to be smarter with there. Just a little bit of, if you fake that ball's going out of bounds and you have a goal kick.
Yeah, we talked about it though. Her touches off the turf have been.
Her touch was off there, one, and also that decision making.
Double whammy.
She's got plenty of experience, and she does a lot better and characteristic of her today.
Sure was. Vicky, Adriana. Long shot, routine save for Brittany Cameron.
You know, Joe, when we do the indoor games and it's a day game, it's always tough. You always tend to say tonight. Today is pretty easy. I see the sun shining, Mother's Day. It's definitely a today.
Foligno trying to get inside. Long shot on the one-timer up and over the flash net.
Ooh, and Foligno, all she needed was a tender touch right there. Weiss was off her line. She was caught. She was definitely caught if Foligno would have put that one on frame.
Found a little gap in that flash defense, and a good opportunity for Jim Gabara's side. Weiss. Middle of the park. Goodson. Hayes lays it off for Ocampo. And this one sent forward. Weiss has to hustle as Reynolds was doing her best to hold off the 22-year-old from West Orange, New Jersey, Maya Hayes.
Hayes, a first-round pick for Jim Gabara in the college draft this year, and she's seen quite a bit of time. And she's very dangerous with her speed.
They need a goal, and if you look at her resume at Penn State, that's exactly what she delivered. 31 goals in 2011, 70 points, led the nation in goals that year. She's been brought on in the 62nd minute.
Did you just say 31 goals in one college season?
Yes.
What a tremendous feat.
Here's Adriana. Schmidt knocks it away from her. Sophie Schmidt played for Magic Jack, and the famous or infamous owner, Dan Borislow, said this is the next great midfielder in the world. And Schmidt has been very high on the Canadian talent pool. She played 86 minutes on Thursday against the U.S. Aaron Lyons patrolling the sidelines for the Flash. And what a job Aaron has done.
Dan,
no matter what league.
Yeah, Borislav has said a lot of things that were a little bit out of the ordinary. Sophie Schmidt is good. I don't know if she's going to be the best player in the world in the midfield, but
played with Abby on Magic Jack. Abby was the player coach, actually.
I mean, at the time you had Caroline Sager and Carly Lloyd.
There's Salem.
A lot of players that you got to play better than to be the best midfielder in the world.
Not my words, again, former owner of the Magic Jack. Here's Zerboni. Good ball outside for Adriana. Looks, serves into the box, over the crowd. Spencer hustles to keep this one in play. Reynolds coming in to help out with support. Gets it.
And I think
fights for possession.
O'Hara hits the ball to Reynolds. I think Jasmine Spencer has to hit that ball to Reynolds. She's coming out to help, reward her.
Here's Spencer. Adriana tries a quick little flick for Wambach, but she battles with Goodson. Adriana with the right foot. It's up and over the goal. Goal kick coming up here for the 1, 2, and 3 Sky Blue, as we mentioned. A win and a draw in their last 2 games. So they're looking to start off this 3-game road trip with some points, as they've got about 10 minutes plus stoppage time. Reynolds. Vicky to Jasmine, she's offsides. Free kick coming up here. Goodson drives this one forward. One-time clearance from Edmonds, who's had a good game tonight. Flash with a chance to counter. Diagonal run from Spencer. She's not going to get it. And Sky Blue will take possession back. Ocampo. Schmidt. Good job by Williamson. Back into the 18, and Weiss able to come off her line and pick it up for the Flash. The 83rd minute, 1-0. If you're just tuning in, Abby Wambach with the header in the 49th minute off a free kick from Vicky. And that's where we stand in NWSL action today. With a win, the Flash can jump up to 10 points, up and over Portland, who currently sit in second place with 8 points. After that 1-0 loss at home last night against Seattle. Hayes on the far side, looking for some help. High cross, and it's up and over the Flash net. And it looks like Sky Blue will go to the bench for one more substitution. Number 32, Meg Morris, looks like she's the player who is going to be checking in.
Come support your Flash. What do we welcome the newest member of the NWSL. Get your tickets at WNYFlash.com.
Morris from Montclair, New Jersey, played at the University of North Carolina. This one is sent back to Cameron. Goodson pressured, able to fight off the challenge from the Flash, and Schmidt will come away with it. Outside, Levin. Ocampo with a long shot blocked by Zerboni. Vicky holds it up back to Zerboni. Now Reynolds. We're in the 84th minute. Don't forget, stick around for our post-game interview with the player of the match, who we'll be selecting shortly. Nick. Levin. Now Nick. Sky Blue working it around the middle of the field. Bad giveaway, though. Spencer coming up with it for the Flash to Wambach. Flash pushing numbers forward, keeping their shape. Sent into the box. Levin heads it back down to her keeper. Cameron will throw it out to the far side. Christy Rampone.
Abby Wambach a little bit frustrated with herself, puts her head down, disappointed in her cross, but look at her work back all the way into the defensive third of her half after that play. And that's a player who gets frustrated with herself and says, you know what, let me get back involved and forget about it. And there she is playing a simple ball and gives it away. She's got to, puts her hand on her knees, again, frustrated with herself. She knows she can do better.
Throwing coming up here for Sky Blue.
You know, you watch Abby out there, she just keeps running, though. She doesn't stop moving.
Goodson with some space approaching midfield. 86th minute. Good slide tackle from Williamson. Gets it to Adriana. Now Vicky.
Williamson having a very good game. Other than that foul at the top of the 18, I thought she's had a brilliant game today.
Booming clearance from Weiss. Almost 18 to 18 in the air. That was massive.
You know, Brittany Cameron and her, I bet you could go back and forth with that. Both of them. Obviously, Weiss showing the strength in her leg there. Sky Blue pushing 8 players forward right now.
There's Levin, far side. Rampone now pushing up into the attack. Takes a touch, looks. Service flicked on by Hayes. Almost found Schmidt, who was rushing into the 18.
It's a great flick by Hayes.
Here's Schmidt. Chips it forward. Taylor again, a solid header to win it to Angela Salem. Vicky fighting off the pressure. Finds Reynolds late in the match. A slim 1-0 lead. Great turn here. Great little touch forward from Spencer.
Great touch. And you see Abby telling her just to go, and Abby telling her to take it by herself, and Abby's cheering her on the hard work that Spencer just did there. And that's that touch that really, to any outside back, any outside midfielder, it's got to come to your inside foot on the outside, right to the outside. Great stuff by Jasmine Spencer. And right there, that touch, she takes it with the inside of her foot, and she catches the defender off guard, pushes it right past her, and right there, she's got to be going full speed on Goodson. She has her on her back feet, on her heels, and really has to play a better ball to Abby. Levin does a good job getting back to recover.
Here's Schmidt. Good ball for O'Hara on the near side.
Brilliant ball, and those are some of the balls we saw by Brooks that night with Portland.
Good job by Zerboni. Wins it away from Kendall Johnson. Now Wambach, 88th minute. Vicky. Spencer fights hard for it, and Meg Morris comes in and knock it away. The Flash have one more substitution if they want to pull the trigger. Morris and Spencer battle. Spencer comes away with it. Zerboni into space, and they'll just give the chance for the Flash defense to regroup.
I like what Abby's doing right now. She's pulling the entire team forward. She wants to lock them in, not let them out, keep playing in their half of the field, and try to prevent Cameron from kicking a long one here.
Intercepted by Edmonds. You're going to have a tough choice for your player of the game. Be sure to stick around for that. Following the whistle, and the Flash will go to the bench. And it's going to be Wetzel, and it is Vicky this time who is coming off for sure. She doesn't have to make a trip to the sidelines for nothing this time. 88th minute, Wetzel on for Vicky.
And I think Vicky very, very excited to get off the field. And that's, you don't see that normally. You're up 1-0 with about 4 or 5 minutes left in the match. 1 minute on the clock. Obviously, there's going to be probably 4 minutes or so, 4 or 5 minutes or so.
Wetzel acquired in that trade with Portland. Coming on to make her 4th appearance of the season. As we are in the 90th minute. Stoppage time. All that remains for Sky Blue to get an equalizer or for the Flash to hold on and pick up 3 points. Rampone into the box. Zerboni heads it away for Wambach. Wambach battles with Johnson. Wetzel's first touch outside to Spencer. And a hard challenge from Meg Morris on Jasmine Spencer. I think she had to commit that foul there because Jasmine was gone. Yellow card for Morris in the 90th minute.
I think everyone I saw that coming. And I thought Spencer was going to push that right past her, and Morris does an okay job right here. Morris is going to come in. Spencer concentrating on the ball. Nothing Morris can do. She didn't even go for the ball. Played Spencer 100%. Puts her shirt over her face, knowing
5 minutes of
that's going to
stoppage
be a
time.
yellow card. Oh, I was off by a minute,
Yeah,
but
we're close.
definitely with that injury.
Still a good chunk.
To Lytle. That injury to Lytle and Bermudez really was quite a while. So
plenty of time here for a lot of things to happen as Cameron comes way off her line. Pumps one into the Flash half of the field. They're going to call foul. Zerboni coming in on the challenge, maybe just a little bit late. Schmidt on the restart for Sky Blue.
Letting Rampone get in there. Getting everyone in there except Morris in the back. And Schmidt plays a very nice ball.
There's the delivery. Low at the 18, and Jasmine Spencer climbs up to head that one away. Morris outside for Rampone. Turning the corner, looks, crosses. Edmonds again. She has been there so many times, breaking up plays on the outside of defense for the Flash.
Couple set pieces by Sky Blue tonight, poorly executed. And you've got players on the ball like Friels and Schmidt. You expect a lot more from them.
Edmonds, long clearance.
A lot of time left in the game to be just clearing it and giving it right back to them. You win it, you want to keep it.
Into the box, Hayes, loose ball, and Weiss will scoop it up at the 6.
Good communication there by Weiss and Williamson.
Everybody but Cameron inside the Western New York half of the field.
And if there's a corner kick, you're going to see Cameron in the 18.
Look at that punt. Wow, wonderful boot downfield from Weiss. Wambach is in. Abby chip, shot it to goal! A massive punt from Weiss. And as soon as it left her foot, you knew that was going to be trouble. Abby's second of the season, second of the game.
And guess what? It's the rookie's assist and her first point in her professional career. And you take a rookie from Florida State University, and she hits it to Abby Wambach. And Abby anticipates that brilliantly.
I mean, there is a slight breeze, but that is a massive, massive boot downfield from Weiss. And Abby just fighting off Nick. Nick takes a tumble to the turf and a little chip around.
I mean, let's
Cameron.
face it, Nick has to do a better job getting on that ball and really heading that back to Cameron.
2 goals for Abby Wambach as she gets her first 2 of the season. And Weiss gets the assist. Not only is she trying to keep a shutout, she's trying to help the team score as well. Throw in, or a corner kick now for the visitors. 4th one of the game for Sky Blue. It's Schmidt. Edmonds again, a good clearance.
And that-
Spencer can turn on the Jets here. Spencer, one defender to beat. Spinning Morris around. Spencer approaching the 18. Into the 18, she's taken down. Referee, no call.
Oh, wow.
No call.
Wow. I think that's a call. Morris did not get the ball there. And I don't think that was a poor touch from Spencer. She could have still gotten the ball.
Well, exciting moments to finish this one up here today at Sahlen Stadium.
You know, something very unusual. You're not going to see a lot. A Florida State University player giving the ball to a Florida player to score a goal. And that's Weiss to Abby Wambach.
Well, we talked about it, the Flash, in their first 4 games of the season, giving up 1 goal in each of those games. Looking for their first clean sheet. Weiss is maybe 1 service away from doing that, and she gets an assist for her troubles. Service from Schmidt, punched away by Weiss. Another chance on the corner kick here for Sky Blue. Abby Wambach with 2 goals today. Schmidt, the service, bobbled in the 18, and Weiss picks up the loose ball.
And I think this is going to be it.
A few words inside the box for Goodson, Zerboni, and Weiss. Referee steps between them and says, let's play.
Zerboni and Goodson having some words there. And that should be it.
Another massive boot downfield. What a weapon that is going to be for the Flash, who has the whistle blow. Now moved to 3-1-1 after 5 games played. 10 points. They jump up ahead of Portland into 2nd place. There's a few other teams in action today, but right now Western New York with 10 points in 2nd place Abby Wambach with 2 goals in the 49th minute and the 90th minute. Her first 2 of the season. Vicky with the assist on the first one. And Kelsey Weiss with the assist on the second one. What can you say, Mike? A homestand coming to a close. 3 games at home. They draw against Portland. They win against Kansas City, and they shut out Sky Blue. And the Flash winning ways seem to continue to go against Sky Blue.
Yeah, what a great way to start your season at home. 3 games, 2-0-1. Great stuff by the Western New York Flash on Mother's Day. And we got our player of the game coming up here.
That's right. Who did you pick for player of the game, Mike?
Well, I thought Edmonds had a great game. Abby Wambach, obviously, with 2 goals. And Abby would have gotten player of the game, obviously, with 2 goals. But I thought Edmonds did a great job helping that shutout. Weiss could have been player of the game. The first shutout for the Western New York Flash this year. Wambach with 2 goals. Brilliant ball. Weiss with a shutout and an assist. But I thought Edmonds was just solid, both getting forward and playing in the back. So great job.
All right, time for our post-game interview, our player of the match. Number 12, Kristen Edmonds, joining us from field level. Kristen, congratulations. Great performance today. You guys finally got the shutout in your 5th game of the season. Is that something you guys had talked about coming into the game to really try and push for a clean sheet?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we felt that we've been giving up goals too early in the second half, and we really focused on not giving up anything within 60 minutes. And then once we hit that point, we just focused on getting a clean sheet for the rest of the game, and we definitely did that today for sure.
Great job today, Kristen. And also, how about you getting forward? I mean, how comfortable you are in that outside back position?
I mean, I love to attack. I grew up being a attacker, outside winger, outside midfielder, sometimes even a forward. I've just been introduced to the outside back just a couple years ago, and I love that I could get up and down the outside, so I love it a lot.
How was that transition moving from an attacking role your whole life to moving that defensive role? When did that happen, and how did you transition so well?
It happened maybe about 3 years ago. It was more I had to learn tactically, how to defend because I want to go forward all the time, and my coaches keep reiterating that I'm a defender first, and I have to remember that a lot. But I mean, for me, it's been somewhat of an easy transition. I mean, I definitely like playing on the outside back, so it's awesome.
Well, Kristen, how about the goalkeeper, Kelsey Weiss, gets her debut with Williams playing for Australia. Talk about her performance today.
Kelsey did an awesome job. I mean, she's been working really hard in training, and she had to definitely step in today. She earned that spot tonight, and we wanted to get a clean sheet for her debut, and she did an awesome job for us back there, coming in for Lydia. Yeah.
We are having a great time watching you as a member of the Flash. Congratulations, and keep up the good work.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Our player of the match, Kristen Edmonds, as the Flash now go to 3-1-1 after this 2-0 victory over Sky Blue FC. And Kelsey Weiss gets a nice hug and a good performance. Congratulations to her. She gets credit for the first shutout of the season for the Western New York Flash.
Kelsey Weiss, just tremendous. I mean, you could see a little bit nervous from the very start. Her first touch went right out of bounds. Kelsey Weiss, on the other hand, for the rest of the game, she gets herself an assist. She gets a shutout. She really was pretty solid. I feel her team felt confident with her back there. You could see that they were just playing balls back to her. She's very good with her feet. Sky Blue really did not test her today at all, but that's that give credit to the back four of Western New York Flash, including Edmonds.
All right, Mike, Western New York now with 10 points. They end the homestand with 2 wins and a draw. And next home game, don't forget, is going to be Saturday, May 31st against the Houston Dash. For our entire production crew and Mike Kerms, I'm Joe Giuliano saying so long from Sahlen Stadium.